I quit, or to initiate deep cleaning. And corporate directed the general manager to reopen candidly, saying if she didn't, they would find management who would run the show as directed. This after a month of being repeatedly shown how to completely little my company. Okay, sorry. This after a month of being repeatedly shown how completely little my company cares about retail workers was enough. Numerous people are quitting, and I hope it spells the end for them. They are truly atrocious as a company, and it's on the verge of death as it is. People were probably asking this guy, "Do you work for GameStop?" And his answer was probably, "Nah, he works for Kohl's." Wait, Kohl's? Where'd that come from? Staples. Sorry. Staples. They don't have a leg to stand on. Ugh. I'm just hoping things are going better for you guys, and that everything's making sense. Hello to everybody in the stream chat. Here's hoping you're having a wonderful and explosive day, staying safe and keeping away from people. If you're watching this after the fact and want to be notified for when the streams go down again, I suggest joining the Discord. It is not anything you need to sign up for or pay a membership fee. It is a free little app that you can just throw on your phone. And then, it'll send out bullshit. It's not exclusively for notifying people about streams. It's just like it's an alternative chat. It's kind of like Snapchat, but for a group. I was talking to somebody recently who didn't even know what Discord was. So there's that. So we continue up the list of I quit stories. We arrive at number 12. I joined a call center with the obvious shady pay structure. They said the calls are inbound, so I thought that's not too bad. Turns out the inbound calls were generated by their robocall system, indirectly implying that that they were Google, but never saying so. We were directed to use some dubious answer if someone asked, "Are you Google?" After getting yelled at and cussed out and constantly getting people who had been called many times before and were clearly pissed, I just got up and left in the middle of the day. I also complained to Google that these guys were pretending to be Google, and these guys were shit scared of getting complaints. Seriously effed people up. Huh. Again, I know some old ass people who had all the faith in the world in the system that we operate under in this country, and it's a hell of a wake-up call watching their stupid asses realize that the system never cared about you. It only cared about the money that you were going to sow into this system, And now that they are in a place where literally the government says, "Hey, we're not going to sacrifice the economy just because you're going to die," Because if the government had the choice between grandpa and grandma or, the economy, they'd choose the economy every time. But the comedy is, even that is a smokescreen. It's a narrative. People believing, only old people will be affected. It's a shame that it's going to take bodies in the street when this already happened. But it's crazier than people who don't know history being doomed to repeat it. It's happening in front of their eyes. But if the proof isn't in the pudding for them, then that's what it is. I've been saying it doesn't matter how many answers you have or what truth you spit or if you're correct about anything. If nobody's willing to listen, then it won't matter. And I am in a position where I can't process who is stupider. Somebody who has worked the majority of their life and considers themselves having something in the way of wealth, but deciding to invest that wealth in a system that will compromise their future, that will compromise their safety, or, a bunch of young kids that are so dumb because they grow up watching Logan Paul and And streamers and fuckboy personalities on that. What is up, guys? It's your boy. Smash that like button, coming at you with another. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok and Twitter. Bro, and then they go out and lick a toilet. They're on television going, look, bro, I had my spring break plans all set up. I wasn't going to let this compromise that. If I get corona, I get corona, bro. Word for word, verbatim, saying shit like that. Coughing up blood. And we're supposed to not feel bad, Not for them specifically, boy. The Schadenfreude is real with them, We don't want to say stuff like, here's your Darwin Award. Natural selection type shit here. Like, you're licking a toilet, who deserves the prize of the stupid variety more than you following your stupid actions? Why should you be able to poop in a bed and then not have to lay in it? You just jump in somebody else's bed after you poop in it? That's the crazy part, though, is like I've said, much like a drunk driver jumping behind the wheel of a car and hitting a bunch of other people, they didn't drink, but they're paying for it. They're paying for the fact that this dude decided to drink and get behind the wheel of the car. And because somebody was stupid, whether that's taking stake in a government that, of course only had interests in greasing the wheels. Because you're replaceable. Bye. So I'm very sorry to hear about the people who are losing their source of income. But I don't know. You got to find a way to fuck the system that's fucking you at this point. Because it was always ever doing that. Maybe you just didn't see that because you were situated in a way where you luxuriously didn't have to see it. But you can erect a fence that blocks out the things that are happening on the other side of it. It doesn't mean they're not happening. Number 11. As we continue up this list, we arrive at having a super shitty job at a donut shop. Nice. I want donuts. I want a lot of things, but, it's not the time. It's not the time to try to get them. I was promised a raise, and I never received this raise at my donut shop job. We always worked alone at the shop, so I never got to know anyone else. I never got their phone numbers, yet the non-written policy was that you could find someone to cover for your shifts. So one day, I woke up and knew immediately that I had strep throat. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, no more strep throat jumping in your bed. And it was really bad. So I had it worse than I've ever had it. And knowing that I was contagious for at least 2 days, knowing that I shouldn't be around people or food, I am not able to speak. So I text my boss. I didn't have a shift scheduled until the next day. I told her I wouldn't be in for the next week because of strep throat. She told me I'll have to find someone to cover my shifts. I told her that's not possible because I do not have anyone's number. I can't speak, and in all honesty was in so much pain that I just wanted to pass out. She told me that if I can't cover, or find somebody to cover, that I'll have to come in. And if I don't come in, then I won't have a job. And I'm like, I guess I won't have a job then. I returned my gear 2 weeks later once I recovered, never spoke to that cunt again. I want you guys to understand, this is not, some kind of specific and unheard of situation that happens in work. People who have jobs in food and other kinds of retail work where they're going to be dealing directly with customers and people that are coming in are oftentimes forced to come in, even if their employer knows that they have an illness that can be transmitted, because the employer is more worried about their bottom line than the health of their employee or the people that could potentially fall ill because of this contagious thing that's going on. That's how the world normally works. The selfishness of some fuckwit douche nozzle that is the manager or general manager at some fuckboy store, at some stupid ass fast food restaurant. Maybe they're running a grocery store, right? And they're putting people on the friggin' tills. They're allowing them to be cashiers and exchange money and touch hands with people that are going to be infected by something because they forced them to come into work when they were notified that they were sick. This is how the world normally works. So now that this illness has swept through the country, after we've, well, not everybody, I can't say we've seen it, because a lot of people have, put their head in the fucking sand, and some people don't have access to the real internet because nothing exists past the first page of Google for a lot of people, or what's on their Facebook feed. But what has happened in China has been very, very blatantly not something that is easily handled once it passes a certain point. So by the time you hear people talking about shit like flattening the curve, it's too late. Because the best way to attack certain things like this was to be preemptive about mitigating its capacity to spread. This isn't like I suggest you guys self-isolate type thing. It should have been people being made to not be stupid, because be stupid is what we've witnessed. Need I mention people out here licking toilets again? Because they're dumb like that, because they're chasing clout. They do anything for that kind of attention, and other people suffer. That's the sadness of it. They stupid, we suffer. Usually when people are stupid and other people suffer, it's at least a little subtle. It's happening behind closed doors. Maybe they could do something in a way where people en masse wouldn't be able to look and be like, wait, is he fucking us over? It's not that clear, right? But this is just as transparent as it gets. Everybody's going to suffer for these actions. And the assholes at the top of these companies are out here like, fuck them. Operate as long as we can, because when those doors shut, we don't know when they're going to open again. It's important that they protect their bottom line. Of course, they care more about the money than they do about the people. And they don't believe that they are touchable. But honest to God, I'm not a cruel, nasty guy. I don't wish harm upon anybody, but I do hope those who deliberately place people in harm's way, knowing that they don't have the option, the luxury of taking time off work, of stopping what they're doing. Because the option really is to cut themselves off and not have enough to pay and probably end up on the streets, or to literally keep going out and then get sick and then die. And again, if they ended up on the streets, they're gonna die anyway, in the scenario where, we're running from being infected. That's the comedy. Boy. Belle says, my boyfriend has a respiratory condition, making him high risk for the virus. He is living with his parents currently, who are both coughing and ill. They are calling him paranoid and are offended. He has quarantined himself. His mother just got back from a business trip via flight. I am beyond livid that they are putting his well-being in danger because they refuse to acknowledge the virus. That's parents for you. Belle goes on to say, I'm not ready to lose my partner over this stupidity. I'm sorry, and I hope the best for your partner, pretty Belle, but the sadness of this is, whether they're family or otherwise, people are being compromised because of things that are outside of their power. There are managers that are killing people. There are CEOs that are killing people. A lot of people who had the choice to make it so that these people could not congregate and then potentially, transmit things to other people. They made the cognitive choice to say, fuck it, let's get that paper. And in chasing that money, they have compromised the safety and well-being of people. But yes, I mean, trust me, maybe you've listened to one of the stupid little songs that I put out a month or two ago when YouTube was really cracking down on anybody mentioning this, putting the screws to this channel in a big way. What I was saying was, people got so much to say when you just want to maybe take a little bit of precaution, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? People being ridiculed, Because apparently some of these people are suddenly scientists and researchers. They're experts. They're doctors now. What the fuck? And it's like, I want you to think about it like this. We're not the smartest people in the world. We're not like some hyper intelligent, high IQ bitch. Come catch me outside because, I really need some open air for my brain to just fill the sky type bullshit. But maybe, just maybe, if you propose that we should, I want to say, take certain precautions because there is a possibility of a virus that could be transmitted, maybe, instead of arguing about whether or not it's here, whether or not it's real, whether or not that's stupid, maybe, just maybe, in the interest of safety, you go with it. And the crazy thing is, how many times have you been in a situation where, like, you don't agree with something, it doesn't make sense to you, you're not all about it, but you just roll with that shit, baby? You ever been in a conversation with somebody and the fastest way to the end of the conversation is just to nod and agree, and they go, have you seen this? Have you heard of this? And you could say no, motherfucker, but that's only going to extend this interaction, if that's what you want to call it. So you play the fucking game so that you can get through this. One of my favorite iterations of what I'm trying to convey in the way of a concept is, say you go to some other country and they offer you some food and you're not all about that food, right? But you know that if you don't accept this food, you risk offending them. So maybe just eat it, I think we saw something like this in a recent thread where they were like, oh, I'm vegetarian, and I went somewhere where they were offering meat or some bullshit, and they were not exactly impoverished or so poor that they never have this, but it was clearly a big deal for them. They were breaking out, I would say this was an occasion, and they were doing this from a place of sincere and genuine, hospitality. And in their mind, what hospitality is providing this thing. So for you to reject it because of your first world bullshit would just lack a bit of awareness, And I feel like in this situation, what you have to gain is a little bit of ego. Say it is all a hill of bananas, just malarkey. Say it's not real, and you being a jerk and talking down your son, being a cunt, and being like, this isn't real, you're being superstitious or some bullshit, right? Say it is, what they say, and they gain a little bit of an ego boost. Is that ego boost comparable to what you'll lose if it's not what you think, and people are contaminated? And the possibility is that your son could die? So, like, what the fuck is really going on? But that just shows you who you're dealing with. In a situation like this, I know you've probably heard a lot of weird side comments out of me if you've been listening for years about how, bitch, it's the people that make the world terrible. It's the people. And I'm not trying to hit you in some kind of Lord of the Flies way, wait till everybody shows their true colors, but bro, it's bad. I don't mean to miss things in the chat. It's just like, it's scary what's happening now. And the virus isn't even the scariest part. The people and how they're dealing with this is what's scary. Veronica says the chick at the taco place I used to work at thought she was the shit because she got promoted to general manager. I called in January and she said, if you don't come in, you won't have a job. This is in January. Sorry. YNK Rock says, Godspeed. My best friend's father is in the hospital. Someone in my building has it. I live in Queens, New York. Shit is Italy level. Wow. First-hand account from what my friend's dad saw in the hospital. Hey, homie, I saw some people on the street in New York recently, and they were just all over each other. It was really scary and confusing stuff, Very confusing stuff. I'm not saying that y'all need to hit the deck and not be, around each other at all, I guess, but maybe I am saying that. Get the fuck away from each other, my dude. Get the fuck away from each other. Is now the time for it? It's not. And that kind of disregard, because it's gone beyond obnoxious, it's gone beyond ignorant and arrogant, it's fucking insane at this point. Because as I so long-windedly articulated, my dude, you don't stand to gain more than you'd lose. Figuratively in your mind. Weigh that scale, my dude. And you know what? Like I've said a bunch of times, if it's 3 words that leave my mouth that ring more true than anything, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Stay put. If you can, ain't no damn thing. And if you gotta move them, baby, why you incorporating other people into the mix? Why you letting them into your airspace? YNK says hard to judge sometimes. Maybe she needs to work. Maybe she has to pick up food. Maybe I'm too optimistic. Well, a lot of us are too optimistic. Banal says my wife's friend's cousin died of coronavirus at age 40. Left behind a wife and kids also infected. People need to take this more seriously. It's going to take bodies in the streets. I should make a song called Bodies in the Streets. This is what I keep saying. Bodies in the streets. That's what it's going to take. And by that time that people are believers, it'll be too late. And it'll make them crazy. It'll make them crazy. Some people need to lose everything before they wake the fuck up. Some people need to lose everything. You ever hear the phrase deathbed confession? I want you to think about it. I want you to think about the fact that most people only exist and function because they push the fact that their potential non-existence and how it's coming is something that they just don't really think about. But if they're on their deathbed and they can see that death, suddenly everything changes. I gotta make some calls. Why was I like this? I see it from another perspective now. It took that. And for some of these niggas, it's going to take people dying. It's going to take people dying. Oh, it wasn't a big deal over there, but now, it's happening here. Oh my God. You know what I mean? People ain't going to have the strength for this shit. Your fucking loved one dies and you're not near them and it's of the virus. What are you going to do? Pack up your bags and go to them? And then you're going to hope to come back? My dude, how many more would you expose? Who cares? It's all about you, right? Wait, did Petite say you have to wonder if people are serious? You gotta wonder if people are serious, man. But their disregard is killing people, bro. And I've always teased these kind of basic motherfuckers in the past, my dude. I've said things like, why do we even have to talk about bad things? Why can't there just be good news? But they exist. They exist. I'm sorry. Bradley says, I read this email from last week from Chick-fil-A corporate to store operators, as face masks are not recommended for the general public. Here's the thing. You already know. Many of these stores have had their emails to their employees leaked, and they literally all say what translates to the same thing. Do not wear gloves and do not wear masks, even though, it's probably a good idea because it sends the wrong message. They're worried about image. They're not worried about health. They trying to get that paper before they shut shit down, dude. That exact email has been sent out to pretty much everybody operating a store that probably shouldn't be opening. And I want you to think about a message like that and why it needs to get sent, my dude. It wouldn't need to be sent if you probably shouldn't be wearing a mask already. You definitely should. It's telling you don't wear a mask and don't wear gloves. Because we don't want the customers to, whoa, okay. That's funny. YNK says, yup, fighting for tests, no social distancing, I'm all holed up, but people are scared, too little too late. Stay safe, YNK. You got this. YNK says, thanks, Bell. People in this chat know what's good because of Kyle. We just gotta keep bing bonging. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Dr. House said we need to learn how bad things are and to avoid them. And this is so true. And sometimes information is vital as early as possible, which is why there's hostility towards China. They've withheld vital information about this, and they withheld the most important information, which was the severity, because they were so interested in saving face, which is to say, in common vernacular, they didn't want to look fucking incompetent as a goddamn country, which they are. By posting the real numbers associated with their fucking infection rate. To say it spread like fire wouldn't be accurate enough. If we could ignite the molecules within the air, then that would be similar to the rate at which it fucking spread out there. But China gonna jump up and be all like, all right, look, ain't nothing going on. Also, that dude who said something months ago, fuck that guy, he was lying. He fucks animals or something, you know. What about that other guy that's a doctor and he was saying all this stuff a couple of months ago? Man, I don't know who you're talking about. That dude doesn't exist. Find him for me and I'll say something about it. And sure enough, you can't find nobody. Can't find nobody, man. Can't find anybody. Weird. So look. There's so many different weirdo camps on this, as far as like finger pointers and, non-believers. Super opinionated, like you better not wear a mask type niggas, and the CEOs who are out here just still whipping.
I love wings.
Oksana says, I love wings. You have to wonder if she's actually eating wings right now. Are you eating wings right now, Oksana? Like chicken wings? Girl. Y'all should send me Snapchat messages because I was late because I was cooking curry chicken. Banal says, I'm working from home over the internet and have enough food for weeks. My wife stopped asking me to go out after that guy died. I'm staying inside or in my fenced backyard. Boy. What I want to hear about are stories of people in a household that they share with somebody who not just didn't believe it, but I want to say vehemently makes it seem like this is everybody else's fault and it's the media's fault for hyping it up. If anybody listened to that song that I made, I included a clip at the end of the video where some dude's just like, you're the ones who are to blame, media. Ridiculous. Because some people would rather shut their eyes and put on earmuffs to this whole thing when only information is going to potentially save us. Not even God says wings are messy and unhealthy. They're good if you just ignore that. Out of nowhere on that ass. Opinions on fucking chicken wings in the stream chat. Oh, the Family Guy reference. You don't know wings? I love wings. That's a really strange Family Guy reference out of nowhere. What a cocksucker. I love you. Out of nowhere. Like, where, did somebody set that up? I guess it's even better. If I had one person donating to me all the time and it was just mad Simpsons references, I think I'd kiss them. Okay. I returned to my gear 2 weeks later. Sorry, we're heading to the next entry. Number 10. I worked for a big chain tire store in a very rich part of town for a while. I was overqualified for the job, but it was hiring. One day I get a call saying another technician got fired. Now that's what I'm talking about. Hello and thank you, Ghost Putty. I'm not sure if you're watching this list right now. If you are, let me know by typing something in the comment section, because nobody's supposed to be able to find this channel. So I don't know how you found your way here, but consider yourself some sort of god. Frozen Fruit Loop says, I had to go out for supplies today. I wore gloves. I wiped down anything I touched, etc. Bitch, you know, no, forgive me for using that term, but what the fuck was that? Was that a plappy damn gunshot? But yeah, you go out, you're gonna feel like you need a chemical wash coming back. You know what I'm talking about? That's how I feel. Besides, like, dancing, and I want to dance the night away. Linda says my uncle still doesn't think it's a big deal. They just issued a stay-at-home order from our area starting Monday evening. He says they're being ridiculous. Why don't he take his ass back to the goddamn 60s? What the fuck is this dude about? Is that a hamster? What?
I like my meat boneless. Hashtag hot take.
YNK, I appreciate you. And I completely agree with you. I get, like, sometimes I look at my phone and I get, like, comments on my YouTube videos. And, like, they're from people that are like, your comments on this list are disgusting. I'm not even, I don't even know what video that is, dude. They keep changing YouTube, so it's not even easy to, like, look at my comments, but, you know, I love it. I love that. Seriously though, YNK, you know, I'm mad I don't have some gummies, because I got a bunch of shitty Totino's pizzas. They get the job done for me, so I'm glad for them. But you say you like them boneless, bitch. That's the only way for me. I don't like bone-in wings, so y'all can fight me about that. I really miss Wingstop. It's a shame I can't go there. It's a shame I can't go to Wingstop. But the only way to eat wings for me is boneless. And, you know, some boneless wings, some pizza. You know, I always think of myself as a man baby Snorlax boy, because, you know, boneless chicken wings ain't a damn thing but, you know, short tendies, you know? And I feel like true tendy eating baby boy. Oh no. Oh no. Hey, for gamers like me though, I heard that Modern Warfare 2 map's coming to fucking Modern Warfare. And I heard that they had finished a Modern Warfare 2 remaster, which I'm honestly excited about if that's true. But they don't want to split up the player base by releasing that anytime soon, so they're going to incorporate the maps into the current Modern Warfare game, and I'd go back to that to play that, because I'm playing a crazy amount of Animal Crossing right now. But that's all on that front. The Aids of Spades says, I'm eating cereal, I envy you guys. Envy me, we just talking about chicken wings. And it's funny that we ended up talking about chicken wings when that wasn't Oksana's reference. It was a Family Guy reference to a show called Wings. Ridiculous. Dr. House says, Kyle, you're making me more hungry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oksana says, Kyle, this whole quarantine situation reminds me of the case of Typhoid Mary, who was in prison for refusing to acknowledge carrying typhus virus after killing families that she cooked for. Well, you know, can it get scarier? Let's find out from the safety of our own home. You know? I really want to see the videos getting wild, though. And I know that sounds terrible. But
before the coof comes for us all.
Before the coof comes for us all. You're a hero. I love you, my man. Thank you for the support. I can't believe you guys have nearly destroyed this goal that I established tonight. It is 75% complete. 75.89% complete. I could be generous and round that up to 76, but I think I'll be like a CEO and crack that whip and make these employees work until I decide to fire on that ass. We're supposed to re-elect Trump. What? Why would? What's happening? You know. Dr. House says, "What is your favorite pizza topping?" All right. I told you I like these garbage Totino's pizzas. So when it comes to that, I like hamburger because it tastes nice. But I also like the classic pepperoni where it's actually cut in a circle. Totino's has this really cheap ass cube pepperoni variation, and that shit doesn't work for me. So typically on a pizza, if I were ordering my favorite topping on a real pizza from a pizza place or a fast food pizza place, I would want bacon and sausage. I've tried messing around with beef, but I never really get it to taste, I guess, the way that I would want on a pizza. So it's always bacon and sausage, you know? Pepperoni's kind of a bullshit topping, but doesn't mean I like it any less. I could go for sausage and pepperoni. If I may be so blunt, wow, because I'm going to talk about weed, so that was like an inadvertent pun. If I may be so blunt, I'll never forget.
Let's hit that goal.
Damn, YNK Rock, you really didn't have to do that. You went above and beyond just to realize the goal. You know, man, I hope that you realize the goal between the posts that mark the goal, much like in soccer, which some people refer to as football, but instead of goal posts, I want them to be titties, and I want the netting to be webbing that you create. I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about the splash zone, guys. You know what I'm talking about? There it is. So a special thanks. Thank you. You guys, it's just effortless for you. You helped me realize this goal. Wow. Thank you. What was I talking about? I was going to share an anecdote about how one of the first times I genuinely got high, I was eating a pizza. And the pizza, man, it was like the best pizza I'd ever had. It was from Papa John's, but something about how toasty I was. And I genuinely kept saying it was like alchemy. And it didn't make any sense. But it was so good. And it was like a chemical thing, man. I knew it was like a chemical thing. That's all I'm going to say about that, because it would sound ridiculous if I kept going. So, ladies and gentlemen, I love you. I work for a big tire store, and I was overly qualified for the job, right? But it was hiring, and one day I got a call saying that another assistant got fired because they failed a pee test. I get in, and our lead technician comes in with a torn bicep and has to be gone for a few months. I'm scared. Can that happen to me? So I'm now the most knowledgeable person in the shop, taking on a ton of extra duties and extra hours. I'm working 60 plus hours a week, as only the tech with any diagnostic abilities that I ask for a raise or a promotion. Oh, okay, sorry, let me deliver that again. So, since I'm working for 60 plus hours a week and I'm the only technician with any kind of diagnostic ability, I ask for a raise or promotion. Could have threw some punctuation in that, you motherfucker. This guy that hired on a week earlier, amazing tire buster but can't do any mechanical repair past changing an air filter, he gets a double promotion and $1 per hour raise. I put in my notice on the spot. Sometimes, bro, it's all about who you know. Sometimes, bro, it's about who you know. Sometimes, bro, it's about who you know. Dean says pineapple is tits on pizza. I've never really tried pineapple on pizza. Pineapple and bell peppers. What a beautiful Belle girl. She is so typical. We should do photo shoots with girls eating pineapples on pizza. I bet the views make themselves, okay?
My name's Belle, and my favorite topping on pizza are bell peppers.
Did you see what you did to yourself, Belle? Do you see? Linda says her mom says hi. Hello to Dia's mom. Dia? Oh no. She's in my brain. Get out of my brain. Why are you so stupid? You're like dying for voiceover parts. You're not gonna get any work. Nope. No work. Nothing coming down the. Oh man, it's a shame, really. I should start making bullshit. That's what I should do. You know, I should start. I don't know. I just wish I knew an animator so we could make legitimately like fucking 20 second videos of just stupid bullshit. If you really want to help me learn to get some software that would take a still animation of me. Like, say I had a still animation of like a mini Kyle, okay? And what I wanted to do was get like, I want to like remove the mouth from the little cutout animation of me and then draw a bunch of different mouths. And then while I speak, I get the mouth part to move. So it's kind of like a facial mouth rig. And when I speak into the microphone, it, I don't know. It like changes the mouth so I don't have to do the work. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I hope you know what I'm saying. And with that, we'll continue. Hey, Fern Rye, thank you for this Twitch follow. Hot shit. Number 9, I had a job that had flexible hours and I worked from 7 to 3. Our clients left at 2 p.m. and I usually wrapped up all my work before 3. Well, our manager quit one day and this enormous cunt took his place. He came in, began ranting that people weren't putting in 8 hours, started saying that he was going to report our department head to upper management and people that worked 10 to 6. He would try to force them into the office by 8. Bitch, this guy was a massive cunt. I actually completed the most tickets and mentored people, and one day he pulled me into the office and told me that he wanted me to stay later and that I was doing a terrible job. I asked this piece of shit to check the metrics, to which he said he didn't care. I just stood up and yelled at him and turned in my notice. Some people in these positions they just happen to end up in. How wild. True Silver says a 3D face rig could work like those virtual YouTubers. I don't want anything 3D. I want, and I've seen videos to the point. Let me try to find one here. If I were to type animate mouth movements, auto animate mouth movements, lip syncing is the term that I would use. So this is exactly what I want.
One thing you can do, and I actually use Character Animator more.
You see how he's just got a dude that's standing still, what the fuck ever? What I want is software where I, much like, let me show you the thumbnail for this. I draw a couple of mouth movements for O's, E's, I's, shit like that, you know, much like the thumbnail for this one. And then I feed it into, whatever software. And the thing is, I don't have a problem, like, sitting down at one point and figuring out how to do it like this if I need to. But if there's an easier way, I'd love to know it. But I don't know if anybody would know that because I'd make a bunch of stupid little animated videos with me talking and the little virtual dude sitting there if it were easy. And as you can see towards the end of this video, the dude just feeds in an audio clip and it auto animates based on the audio that it's fed.
But you can see here, it computed the audio and we now have Vizims right on the timeline.
See it? So like the mouth moves according to what he's saying. You know, I would just do it offline, hello to Stripes, and then, you know, move it up so that there's not a delay in the speech to animation. And what is Stripes posting here? This ought to be ridiculous.
Watch list. The man really does have a way with words, and his handle on storytelling never ceases to amaze me.
Oh, this bitch is talking about me. Clearly, she must be talking about me. I'll tell y'all a story right now. One time I went to the kitchen, because I always forget to not press the keep warm button after I make something in the Instant Pot. So sometimes it'll just dry out everything that's in the pot. And when I went out there, I stumbled upon a figure in the room that looked like a man. And the figure said to me, "You will need to answer me these riddles 3. And I said, "Bitch, what?" And he said, "Riddle the first. What is 5 inches but never too loud?" And I said, "Wait, I'm kidding. The story's over. What are you on about?" So we continue up this list. Did I read this in its entirety? Yes, I did. Oksana says, "Kyle, at my old job, one coworker passed out on the toilet with a needle in him, and the other one had FBI come in to talk about underage client." Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what the sickest thing about some of these kid diddling bastards are? Is that it's never their first time. It's like some dudes, you know, they hit it and quit it. Not that that's better. But again, I always do consider consensual stuff, you know, obviously better than non-consensual. And as far as I'm concerned, unfortunately, this isn't something that we can have a discussion about these days. But of course, I consider something, you know, somebody messing around with like a girl that's like 17 or some bullshit like that way, 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 way less worse than some like prepubescent bitch. And you collecting pictures and putting them on a fucking hard drive and all this shit, and you're like swapping that with other creeps. My God. You know? And these dumbass parents make it like a fucking treasure trove on the internet by blasting, you know, all of their ugly ass kids all over the internet like people give a shit. Fucking ridiculous. You think your own kids are gonna look back at these dumbass pictures? Maybe when you die of a virus that's rolling around. Whatever. Stripe said, Kyle said, "Hit it and quit it." I'm gonna make one of my villagers say that shit, son. Yeah, I think it's too long. I think the catchphrase is too long. I'll have to look it up. I gave somebody a catchphrase earlier. I'll show y'all right now. Y'all think I'm playing? Let's go. Let's go. Time to find Lucky. So Junji Ito manga is your thing? Yes, it is, Rolled. How did you know? Huh, I don't think I've ever read Junji Ito manga before. As long as every issue's got world-ending mega battles between two-way ripped super beings, I'm in. You don't even know the half of it, Hey! Is this dude gonna work out? Show us the gun show. Show us the gun show. Come on. This guy's adorable. But he's not the catchphrase haver. I'm only good enough friends with Lucky because he's like my favorite guy villager. Even though I think Rolled is the cutest. Showing off my Animal Crossing and Phantom Flex ways to people who play this game. Lucky says, "Oh, we meet again." Like, bruh, what the fuck? See? Told you. Told you I gave the guy a freaking catchphrase or whatever. There it is. And how many digits is that? LIKE 4 space BRUH 4 space WTF 4 8 9 10 11 12 13. Could I say hit it and quit it? Is that less than 13 digits? Let's find out in the stream chat. Get this screen out of the way, please. Thanks. HIT. Okay, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No! Ugh. It's not enough space. Linda says it's 14 without spaces, but you don't want it without spaces. Whatever. House is going to bed. Stay safe, Dr. House. Continuing up to number 8. After taking a few days off of work while my father was having a brain tumor removed, my boss gave me a new project. On a Thursday afternoon, she gave me a Monday morning deadline for a project that would take 6 to 8 days to complete. LOL. I worked 16 hours a day to get it done. You did what when your father had a fucking brain tumor? When we met on Monday, she asked how my weekend was. I said I worked all weekend. Then she asked if I got to visit my dad in the hospital. No, I didn't get a chance to visit because I worked all weekend. A couple weeks later, she pulled me into a meeting and said, I feel like you were resentful because you had to work, and I feel like I was really good when your dad was sick. Maybe you're just tired? Are you tired? Bitch, quit! She'd also make comments when I would leave the office on time. Oh, she was getting off on putting you through this. And you were probably so cucked you were forced to keep this job because what else were you going to do for money? Boy, were you even applying? It's great that you get up and go when your day is over. Like, I have to go because I have a daughter, but you don't have any kids. And you just leave at the end of the day. Yeah, bitch, I don't live here. I don't go home and sit in a dark room counting the hours until I get to come back here. I'm also not curing cancer. Nothing we do here matters to anyone outside of here. I give you 100% when I'm here, but when my day is done, it's fucking done. I no longer work there. Why sit there and put up with this shit out of some stuck-up, like, irrelevant, shriveled slut? Can you imagine? Bruh. Number 7. Little Greek restaurant that I worked at early in high school. I got hired, spent the first 2 days cleaning everything the owner and son were too lazy to clean. Years worth of old grease in the deep fryer's interior, mold in the fridges, stains in the bathrooms. It was just fucking gross. So I asked about payday on the end of the second day, and it went a little something like this. So how does payday work here? Is it weekly, like bi-weekly? You are on training. If we like the job you do, we will hire you with pay. Confused, I said, so you're saying that you're not going to pay me for cleaning years worth of mold, grease, and bathroom stains? No, you will be paid for work once your training is done. Oh, okay, fuck this, I quit. They got you to work without the... Were you illegal? Were you not, like... Were your papers not in order? What the fuck? Three designer says hit and quit it.
Hey Patrick, do you know what's funnier than 24?
My man. My man. Is it 25? Tell me it's 25. Hold on. Give me a second.
24.
Hold on.
Let me hear it.
Funnier than 24.
Hold on.
25.
I knew it. That's enough. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I understand now. I understand what's funnier than 24. I thank you. All right. Oksana says, Kyle, the last job I quit so hard they called the police on me. Tell us more. You know? Tell us more. Did you like change your gender right then and there? Was there blood all over the place? You were just like, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna become the other one. On top of a table and stuff. And they're all like, oh my God. Please no. Please no. Number 6. Okay, here we are. I worked for a group home. We had difficult groups of residents, but the company things were so much worse. Every resident was around 14 to 22 years old. They had moderate mental developmental delays, low IQs, psychiatric disorders. They had also been convicted of violent sexual crime. I worked third shift. My normal hours were 10:30 p.m. to 9 a.m. 4 days a week. About 6 months into working there, they did a massive layoff. They went down to bare minimum staff to student ratio each shift, with nobody extra to call if needed. Sounds dangerous if you're dealing with this specific type of offender. That meant that if someone called out, a person on the previous shift was forced. It got to a point where I was being forced 3 out of 4 shifts per week, and not just for a few hours. I was working 10:30 p.m. to around 4:30 p.m. the next day. There's laws against this, you know. Some people just allow themselves to get bent the fuck over when in reality, like, you know, it's illegal. It's illegal. Y'all can't be, you know, shaking your fist and trying to get fucking people to have babies your way and, oh, weed is so bad when you out here on this bullshit. I had an hour commute each way. Man, I didn't know this was the only job in the universe. So I get home at 5:30 p.m. from a 16-hour shift and have to leave the house again 4 hours later. I managed that for about a month. Then one morning I was told last minute that I was being forced, and I told them I was fucking done and walked out. The month took a huge toll on my mental health. Swear it took me like a year to recover. Bruh. You know, how much money were you getting paid? So some girls out here can just, you know, sit in an open bottom chair and poop on a dude and make all of the money? Damn. Listen, if you want kissy noises, pay me daily and I will hook you up. I will hook you up. Oksana says, watch my Daria cosplay on Snapchat. Man, I want girls. What is it? I really forgot her name because I kept thinking Daphne, but it's Velma. Sorry. I want Velma cosplays from Thickness. Stripes is like, how many bells will $1 get me? It's not microtransactions like that. Oh, she wants my bells? You want my bells in game, Stripes? You want my in-game currency? And you're only willing to go $1 deep, Stripes? Shit, $5 would have got you somewhere, girl. Oh my God. $5 would have got you somewhere. Somewhere you wish upon a star. $2. Oh, this girl haggling. Okay, $2. I love it. It's so adorable. Like this is like in my head happening in the cutest way. Like you're just like, $1. And I'm like, you idiot. I would never do. What do you think? And you're like, $2 now. Amazing. What's gonna, you know what's funnier than $2, Stripes? You know what's funnier than $2? Oh my God. Oksana said, I got them Velma thighs. Oh Lord. Okay. $1.50. Number 6. -1. The first job that I had at McDonald's. 3 different managers are telling me to do different things, getting mad when I listen to the others. I overheard the worst manager say to the people at the register that someone need to teach Alice how to do her job. I didn't even say anything. I just walked out. well, you know there's a revolving door on McDonald's staff. And guys, can I ask you something serious? Did the McDonald's have their shit together before this all went down where you live? Because they've never had it together anywhere around me. And I don't live in the ghetto or something, man. When I was in Miami, when I was in New York for a short period, and Texas and here, every time I went to a McDonald's, it just took too long. And it's like, I would sometimes get irrationally upset. Not like verbally or physically, but just think to myself, fucking replace these niggas with robots. What's happening in here? It can't be this hard. It can't be this hard. YNK said, you were in New York? Where at, Kyle? You ain't gonna have heard of this place. It's called Herkimer, my dude. I was there during a time when it was fucking freezing. Like the snow was burying niggas out there. Herkimer was the coolest fucking place. It was so strange and old. It was a bizarre place. Frozen in time. If I could get money and go buy property out there, I would love it. It was bizarre, man. Herkimer was bizarre. But whatever, I'd leave there to go on adventures, and it was weird. It was crazy. Scary shit. It's underground as fuck. Industrial as a motherfucker. Some anime shit, man. Y'all need to hear about that here. Government probably listen to me every day waiting for me to spill the beans. But you think I'm that stupid? You think I'd ever even let myself get drunk? What kind of intelligence agency is going to be able to catch me in public, to hit me with that dart, to make me just tell you the truth? Hitting me with that serum? Bitch, I'll tell you how you need to try to get the information out of me right now, alright? You send an owl to this house. The owl has a letter saying I've been accepted to Hogwarts, but for niggas with big dicks. And all the girls here got huge titties, magic titties. And I'm like, well, you know, I am a man of education. I cannot turn down this learning. And then I think to myself, how do I know that this is real? This could all just be an elaborate trick. You know what happens then, guys? You know what happens then? Inside the package is a whip. So I just give the whip, you know, a try. I give it a try. Of course, I want to crack it, you know. But then everything in the room starts floating. Oh my God. That's enough. Continue with the stupid list. You're crazy. Beth says, I wanted to get McDonald's last night, but one closer to work and had someone there the night before that had a cold. Can't take that kind of chance these days. Bitch, it took you hearing about somebody with a cold to decide not to, you know how long I haven't had Chinese? It's been fucking months. You know? Don't wait until you hear about somebody with a cold. Just practice, conscious thinking right now. If you can afford to have some even groceries delivered to you, try to do that. And eliminate the mixing, bro. I'm not joking. I ordered some groceries and was running shit under the water after I accepted that crap at the door. I don't give a fuck. Because this little bit of caution now will, of course, outweigh the negatives, the potential negative outcome on my monkey balls. Jeez, I just want some damn McNuggets. You don't know how hard it is, okay? And the kids, they're outside my window laughing. I hate that fucking sound clip of those bastard kids. I always play that when I want to get freaking angry. Why is your bread soggy, Stripes? Did you get Animal Crossing yet? Poor Stripes, she never does anything. And her mom told her she needs to do the laundry if she wants to get Animal Crossing, which Stripes believed that she had. So naturally Stripes doesn't do anything, like I'm sure her mother thought she wouldn't. And then when Stripes did get up and do the laundry, she was like, Mom, I did the laundry. And then she was like, I didn't have it. And I was like, oh my God. And then when I asked Stripes, when Stripes told me the story, I asked her, did your mom laugh? Because I could see her laughing when Stripes was like, hey, I did it. She was like, yeah, mom laughed. Stripes says, your mom is stuck in America overnight. You didn't send her to get you this game, and now she can't go back. Right? And what you mean overnight? Why is this bitch coming in and out of America, Stripes? Right now? I think you may have severed your ability to receive Animal Crossing by thinking that you could just have your mom jumping on each side of the fucking border. That's not what's up right now, my dude. Bruh. You can't use the border after 10 p.m. You know, there's a lot of terms I've never used or heard of. Use the border. That sounds like a Pokemon ability, my dude. Kyle, use the border. Oh man, that girl just took her top off. I will keep you on that side. I will keep you on that side. Lane says, Kyle, add me on Animal Crossing. The problem isn't that I'm not adding people for Animal Crossing. The problem is, guys, that... Oh, I have 5 friend requests. I'm a piece of shit. Man, if these were titties and I just left them unopened, that'd be so rude. I would never do that, okay? My point is, I haven't updated Animal Crossing because I still have it on the build of the game that the duplication glitch is live in, so that if I need to one more time, I can do that. I'm also hoping for a meteor shower, which hasn't been happening, and I cry about it at night to myself, like a punk bitch. I don't know what to do to get the freaking meteor shower working, but I just added every friend request that I had on Nintendo Switch, and there's that. Beth says, use the border, Luke. You can't come in. True Silver Wolf says, how you delete the update for Animal Crossing? I don't think you can do that. You may be up shit creek. Sorry. Number 4. My first job, I was assigned to a specific area. I thought I was doing well. One Monday, I was pulled in to the office and asked why hasn't been... Okay. You could have wrote blank, you know? You could have wrote blank. I was pulled into the office and asked why blank hasn't been done for the last 2 weeks. I replied I wasn't aware, it was part of my duties. My supervisor said he was putting me on a mandatory non-paid vacation for 2 weeks. No warning, no explanation on why I all of a sudden had to do work for a different department, so I said don't worry about it, I quit. It was a lousy job anyway, I was only getting paid 18 hours a week. But was doing more than that. 16 and stupid, I guess. Guys, I actually feel like I suddenly need to make a bunch of like last minute type orders on Amazon. Maybe gonna get some boxes of chips and shit to just throw somewhere so we have something to nibble on instead of cracking out things that are frozen to try to prepare. Yeah, and I want to do that before I forget because I'll forget everything. I got a bad memory. You know, but not like old man bad, just like Coomer bad. Like, oh no, titties on the brain. Why Stripes mad? What are you mad about? Stripe says, I don't know. It's okay though. She's sleeping at my sister's place. It's okay if she's allowed to just come back, you know, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Max says he updated Animal Crossing by mistake. Y'all living in hell. Because I gotta get the money. And worse than the money, if I can get a meteor shower to happen and get some star fragments to drop, if I can duplicate some of the items that Celeste has been handing out DIY recipes to, then I'll be the richest man in Animal Crossing history. But maybe I've said too much and revealed my plan. You know, the bare necessities, guys. Number 13, minus 10. My mom. I was studying overseas and my parents booked a trip to come out at the end of the school term, bringing along my two siblings. One who lived away from home, the other about to start college. It was a month-long trip with lots of prepaid flights, trains, hotels, plus it would likely be the last big trip that we all took together. Obviously, both of my parents requested and secured approved PTO months in advance. It was the month of June, typical summer vacation. A couple days before the trip was to happen, my mom's boss hands her an assignment. Mom hands it back, saying that she can't take it because she has a month-long vacation that is about to begin. The boss says, "Oh yeah, sorry, you can't take vacation anymore." Mom says, "If you cancel my PTO, I quit." The boss blank stares. Mom handed her her notice and left. We had an amazing trip, and she got a new job when she returned. Candy Stripe says, what about Half-Life Alyx? Bitch, I don't have virtual reality stripes, nor do I have a vested interest in it. I could literally have $1,000 right now via some hacker going, "Yes, Kyle, I will give you my cash. Here it is." And I'd be like, "Thank you so much." And I would not spend a dime on VR. Why? I'm having a time of my life in Animal Crossing. Yeah, I'm a little perturbed and upset that I'm having difficulty acquiring the things that I need, because for me, Animal Crossing is going to be all about arranging and decorating this like really intense place to flex on everybody because I'm better. But, you know, just gathering things is like a crazy difficult thing. Plus, I'm also like trying to upgrade Nook's Cranny, which I believe can go to another level. But I haven't seen it yet. We're going to find out. We'll find out in a big way, Stripes. Sorry, I'm getting like antsy now. Let's do this, guys. How did this list turn into so long when it's only like 13 entries? Ugh. Yeah, y'all want to talk about Nook's Cranny? I got like an extra platform to appear inside that bitch. So there's like a fourth place that they're selling me thing. Where's the... Oh my god, number 2's like forever long. Number 2, I was a truck driver working a regional route that requires me working nights. So basically I drive all through the night, deliver a load, sleep through the day, and take a load back to my original place the next night. I just want that load on some titties. Lotion those titties, girl. The thing is, sleeping during the day at a warehouse where yard dogs were constantly moving shit around, knocking into my truck, and oftentimes literally waking me up to move my truck, I was barely getting any sleep, and the only time I had to ever get a good night's rest was during the weekend. So driving to my first delivery, I told my manager that I'm taking an extra day off because I'm exhausted and I have to get a few days sleep. I was literally getting maybe 3 to 4 hours of solid sleep a day. Energy drinks were worthless at this point. They gave me the go-ahead, and I dropped my delivery, slept as best that I could at the warehouse, and picked up the load to take back with a message from my manager telling me to have a good weekend and rest up. This feels like one of those stories where it could have been articulately and concisely delivered with less words, but this coming from me, I guess it's kind of rich when I ramble the fuck on. When I was about an hour and a half away from my destination, after driving all night for about 8 hours reaching pure exhaustion, I get a message saying, "Never mind, we need you to work this weekend." Mind you, I know this stuff happens and you sometimes have to pick up the slack of other employees at times. Things happen. I get it. 99%. You're literally reiterating what you just said. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, and then they're gonna eat me! Oh my god! Mind you, I know this stuff happens and you sometimes have to pick up the slack of other employees sometimes. Things happen, I get it, and 99% of the time I'm all for helping out employees, but my managers, if they need it. But this was about the 3rd time it happened. I haven't had a good night's sleep in 3 weeks. Let me do something real quick for y'all. I would sleep through the day. Okay. I was barely getting any sleep. That's 2. good night's rest. That's 3. I needed to get a few days of sleep. That's 4. Slept. That's 5. Solid sleep is actually 6. It's a sleeper one in there. 6 references to sleep. Here's another one. Rest. That's 8. Exhaustion. That's kind of like an 8.5. Kind of like an 8.5. So 9. This is the 9th time you've mentioned not being able to get enough sleep. So, I think I get it. I think I get it that you're without rest, that you're not, getting sleep. And I'm not finishing this entry. I never thought I'd find something that made me more furious than people putting 1,000 parentheses inside of the stupid shit that they're fucking writing. Have you written anything in your life? One healthy exercise when writing something is to say it out loud and think about how inorganic that shit sounds. And then realize that's exactly why the writing on a lot of the fucking TV shows and media that we watch is so fucking bad. Because it's spoken the way that it was written, which was poorly. It's killing me. I'm not some kind of up my ass badass. But why the fuck are you mentioning that you're not getting sleep 10 times in an entry? How did this get upvoted so high? Was it just one of the first things that somebody wrote? Did you kill somebody at the end of this? Nope, you just sent in a message saying you quit. Good luck. That's it. Oh boy, nothing like pissing me off at the end of a list. At the end of a list? Number 1. I was getting screamed at in a meeting by some marketing jerk that was literally demanding my technical group perform magic on a completely unrealistic time schedule with almost no resources, literally screaming at me in front of about 8 of my peers, calling me incompetent, saying, "Just do your job," the whole bullshit. I stood up, said I refused to be talked to like that, and left the meeting. Normally, if you just get up and leave these types of meetings, you're fired. The boss scheduled a meeting with me later in the afternoon after hearing about it. Figured I'd be walked out. I was told they fired the marketing guy. That was my F it, I quit moment. But the company kept me on and fired the other guy. Pretty happy. It's been a solid place to work ever since. This isn't exactly a, conventional iteration of this story. And I'm very glad and happy to hear that it kind of worked out well for this guy. Because I think you should put your foot down. It doesn't matter if you're in the workplace. There is a way to act and a way not to act, a way to treat people and a way not to treat people. And the second that you allow an inch in the way of people treating you a certain way, especially in the workplace, they'll try to take a mile. People need to be dressed down and recognized.
Nice and round like dem titties.
Thank you, Dilt's experience. Nothing like big, round, lovely titties. Delicious. Just a little bit of lotion on them. That's the thing. The fear of the coronavirus is scaring women into, keeping their titties in. That's so wrong. They gotta lotion them up. Why is there a media freak out here? What's going on? I will reduce the size of this so we can take a look. Let's see. That's what I said. And if you guys couldn't hear this well, what the dude was saying is that the boomer generation doesn't understand being told no, doesn't understand being told what to do. Take it from me, man. My mom's going to be single till the day that she dies, and that's no criticism against her. It's just the type of person that she is. And what's unfortunate is kind of like the struggle to realize that is that some people, you hear phrases like it's their way or the highway. Nah, bro. The crazy thing is we live in a world where the internet exists. So even if you're, I want to say, a sadist, or, you know, some kind of just person who likes to bully and torture people, you can find somebody who's down for that. But at the same time, you're going to need to be able to communicate with them well. And some people just can't take no for an answer. They can't admit when they're wrong. They're going to be stubborn on to death. That's profound when you think about it. A lot of people are stubborn. But so stubborn that they ride the sinking ship that they have perforated into the depths, stubborn onto death. That's who they are. That's what they are. And that's what this dude is saying, that, you know, some people can go into trenches and fight for a country and live for a cause and do what needs to be done and face down machine gun fire. But some assholes can be told, stay in your fucking house, and it's too much for them. You know what I mean? That shit's wild. And again, who gives a fuck about them? You know, get me a fucking cloth so I can disinfect my middle finger, polish it off nice and make it sparkle, and just flip you the motherfucking bird. Fuck you, my dude. Nobody cares about you, and seconds after you're gone, they'll forget your fucking name. You don't have a legacy here. Your kids ain't shit. You know, nothing's going to amount to anything. But the bottom line is, you're harming other people. I keep going back to the drunk driver analogy, where like this dude decides to make a decision and the ripples of his action just shatter the lives of multiple people. That's where we are right now. Yeah, the kids are stupid, but the kids have been stupid in really like blatant, transparent, and obvious ways. I'm gonna lick this toilet. I'm gonna lick this fucking cough all over this ice cream and put it back. Yeah, bro, gotta go to spring break. If I'm gonna get coronavirus, I'm just gonna get it, bro. I can't have this like screwing up my ability to party. But like some of these old niggas, man, they've been fucking up the economy deliberately on some like cartoonishly evil, oh, we'll worry about it later, I'll be dead by the time this is a problem bullshit. Fuck them people. Fuck these company. And the crazy part is, you can't even be mad at the companies. They're acting exactly the way that some people are acting right now, which is selfish. And if they were in a position at the top of some company where they could decide to just keep the doors open, make as much money as you can, because when those doors close, we don't know when the doors are going to open again, so we might as well make that money right now. They would do the exact same thing in that position. So you hear people say, bro, don't act like you're trying to avoid getting infected. Act like you are infected and you're trying to avoid spreading it to other people. You'll never get people who can embrace that. And I hate to see this crap about it all over the place, but this is our existence now. Damn. What is this, Fight Club? Man, that guy's he's just soaking them up. Yeah. Somebody say he was soaking up punches to power up. What is that? What? Can you imagine? And then he went Super Saiyan right there. Oh my God. He one punch man, that dude. One punch. Oh my God. This is, you hate to see it. Why they have to fight? You know, we don't even want to be hugging right now. We should just upload every fight video ever and then give it topical names like this dude coughed on his girlfriend, some bullshit like that. Equal rights and equal lefts. This is a girl about to get rocked. That's not good. Sydney woman was allegedly meant to self-quarantine. Ooh. Yeah. Quarantine yourself. Whoa, did she spit? Oh, if this was America, that bitch would be without teeth, son. She spit. When you're being arrested for not quarantining? Oh Oh my god, I think there was like legitimate fucking saliva there. She made contact. Let me tell you something. If I was a police officer, which is why I don't give police officers shit, my dude. You know? Yes, some of them are crooked and they suck ass. But police officers as a whole, as like a blanket, of course they're not terrible by nature. And what's worse is the worst of the worst cops, they probably started off bright. You know, when they were green as the grass, they had love for their job and wanted to save and help people and protect, to serve and protect. And over time, they just got jaded. They saw the depths of cruelty and hatred and spite in humanity, and it made them who they are. It hardened them. You think you've had, like, imagine the worst relationship you've had. Now imagine having that 10 times. You think when you meet people, you're just going to be like this bubbly, kind, happy-go-lucky douche? And if you are, it's a fucking act, and you've been made 1,000 times more cynical inside. So look, I'm not saying I want to see nothing happen. I'm just saying, bitch, if I was a cop and you spit at me in the middle of a pandemic, hey. So Kyle celebrates this hero of a police officer. You know, obviously it's not America, so maybe there's a bit of restraint to exercise. But I don't care. I don't think it's any less heroic, regardless of where you live. That you're not like being physically aggressive when somebody is spitting on you during a pandemic, because gender don't matter right now, honey. You out here spitting on people. Like you're being arrested and you can't calm the fuck down. That's the worst part. You can't control yourself, you're being arrested. You think this is gonna make the situation better? Like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean, don't touch her? Listen to this white knight in the background. This is a quarantine situation and she just spit on a motherfucker. Don't touch her? What are you on about? What are you on about? Holy shit. If you are in cuffs and being detained, it's too fucking late. Cooperate, bitch. Cooperate at this point. It'd be one thing if you was trying to flee before they got your ass in cuffs. Or you were surrounded or something. What are we even watching?
That's attempted murder. That's attempted murder.
She gonna say it again? I wanted her to just walk that for the rest of it.
Make sure you're taking pictures of my nose. Run over people. You won't be your responsibility.
What's happening? Are these kids trying to block a street? That's what they're doing, isn't it? These kids out here trying to block a street. Wait, what's the sign say? Something down Trump? Shut down Trump? They're kids in the street. What do you expect? Throw a Molotov in there. I'm kidding. It's a Kyle joke. Boy, that's too spicy for YouTube, boy. You can't say shit like that. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's just that joke. I bet he will never forget that time he spat on the vegetables. What are people doing? Damn! Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people in the chat, I love you. You know, stay inside, don't get bored. Snapchat me, Discord, Twitter, Animal Cross. Add me on Snapchat, CYAEL. Give me your thing, I don't know what it's called. There's like numbers with the friend code. It's called a friend code in Animal Crossing. That's what we need. If you haven't already added me. I've like thrown that code all over the place. But when I update Animal Crossing so that I finally get out of the duplication version of the game, we'll be able to set some things up, make some stuff happen. I do love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so, you know, hot. Wow. Why you have to be so hot really pisses me off, you know? Not everybody has that. You're just flaunting that. But now you're stuck inside like the rest of us. Oh wow, look at that beautiful doggy. Oh my god.
Honk honk.
Yo, did you get a payout, my man? YNK, I will send you this right back if we can get a more sizable bing bong. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about... Let me stop. Let me stop.
Honk honk. Honk honk.
I'm really sorry about peaking the mic. That honk honk is really loud. Need to do something about it in the future. Love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, I don't know, knocking it out of the park. Veronica, I love you and thank you for that donation. YNK, you have, destroyed the world as usual. Thank you, Dilt's Experience. Thank you, all of you, for liking the video. And to the sponsors and the patrons, I salute you. And you know what? Since I'm always asking you what you want and you're never really telling me anything other than to keep it up because you're that sweet, if you're playing Animal Crossing, just let me know, man. I'll send y'all some care packages, even though some of y'all are greedy, God, it should be a love exchange relationship, you sending me stuff back, but I know you just want my crown, you want my money. I'll send y'all the money, whatever. I can put bells in the mail. I'm nice like that, alright? Y'all need to pay off your freaking houses, you schmucks. You plebs. You ain't paying off the damn house. Come on. Lane says, I'll send you a cherry ASAP. I appreciate that, sweetie. Love you. Why the face, Linda? Oh, she said laters, y'all. True Silverwolf says, exercise dream tonight? I do hope I have dreams where I exercise. Oh, exercise stream. Shit, man. You would kill me. But you know what? If I come back and stream, like gaming, I will go through the donations with lifting. Because I do need to stay fit while we're indoors. Love you. Julie says he paid off his house in the game. Good for him. Congratulations, guys. You guys are really, Let's jump back over to the screen, though, because I like seeing what he said. Woo! Alright, see you guys later. Love you.